Hi, would you like to be able to totally separate yourself from everyone else in your market as a real estate professional? Hi, I'm Thomas Heimann, and thank you so much for tuning into today's Real Estate Success 2020 episode. And what I'm talking about is having a powerful USP, or Unique Selling Preposition. So what's a USP? A USP is basically a statement that is a value proposition that sets you apart from everyone else in your market. It's unique. And virtually every top producer and every top team in our industry has a powerful USP. Now, most USPs are centered around the listing side, the seller side of the business, but there are also some powerful buyer side USPs. And the trick with a powerful USP is to create something that sounds really risky, where you're taking on a lot of risk in the eyes of the consumer, but that really aren't that risky at all. And they have to be unique and setting yourself apart, and they have to speak to the needs of your intended customer. Now, when I ran my team, initially I only had one USP, which was the guaranteed sales program or trade-up program, which is something that was pioneered by Craig Proctor. Your home sold in 120 days guaranteed. I'll buy it myself. And then later became 90 days and eventually became 59 days. And it's a guarantee that sounds very risky. And if you're going to implement it, of course, you want to make sure that you are approved for financing in theory if you had to purchase a home. But it is a trade-up program, which means in order to qualify for this program, they have to purchase one of your listings at equal or greater price. And of course, you agree to buy their home for a price that you determine, that you list it for. And it's a great way to get the phone to ring, and you have, some restrictions apply, obviously. And if somebody doesn't meet your requirements pricing wise, or they're not looking to move up and buy one of your listings, then obviously the program didn't apply. I've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of listings, and I never ever had to perform under this guarantee, but it got me hundreds of listing appointments that I would have otherwise not gotten. And even if I had to perform on the guarantee, if I'm going to buy their home at a price that I know I'm going to sell it at, and I'm going to get my full commission on the transaction. I was charging 7% at the time with my guaranteed sales program. Obviously, if someone doesn't want to pay 7%, then the program doesn't apply. You make the rules. It's your program. So I would get the full 7%, plus they would have to buy one of my listings at an equal or greater price, and I would be double dipping that listing as well. So the spread that I have would far outweigh my risk in terms of having to purchase this listing and then turning around and flipping it. So another program that is very popular on the listing side is your home sold in X days, or I'll sell it for free. And basically the terms of this type of value proposition, of this type of USP, would be that you are going to continue to sell and market their home, but you're not going to charge a listing side commission. They're still going to have to pay the buyer side, the co-broke and the MLS if another agent brings the buyer, but you are eliminating some of their risk. And again, it is designed to make the phone ring. And of course, you're only going to take a listing at those terms if you know you're going to sell it in your market. If they're not agreeable, if they want to list it for more, you can say, you know what, I'll be happy to work with you, but my guarantee cannot apply because I feel that this home is not priced right, but I'm willing to work with you. And again, the idea is to get the phone to ring. The idea of any USP is to get people to reach out to you and make the phone ring, and for you to go and have an appointment. So when somebody calls and wants to know about what restrictions there are, how does the program work, then, great, when can we meet? And you're going to schedule an appointment, you're going to go to their home to explain the program, and they may not know it, but this is really now a listing appointment that you have. You're never ever going to explain the program on the phone. Now on the buyer side, I had a very powerful guarantee that just sounded insane, but in the market that we're in was actually super low risk, and it was my 18 months buyback guarantee. And I said, if you purchase any home from me and you decide within 18 months that this was not the right transaction and you're going to move for any reason other than a transfer out of the area, so you have to stay in the area, then I'm going to buy back your home from you for the price that you paid, or I list it for you for free, and you're going to have to purchase your next home through me. So again, It's an 18 months buyback guarantee. I'm going to make sure that you get the home that you really want. And if not, then I'm willing to buy it back from you. Of course, the conditions are that, number one, they have to stay in the area. They have to buy their next home through you. So you're going to get that double transaction. And of course, you need to be able to consummate the deal. So I had a approval letter from my bank, and it was limited at to homes up to $350,000. So I wouldn't apply the guarantee to a $500,000 or $700,000 home. And again, any of these marketing methods, you want to have a little asterisk. Some restrictions apply, so you're compliant with state law. Another great buyer side unique selling preposition is to pay their closing costs. So you purchase a home through me, I'm going to pay all of your closing costs with a little asterisk, and the condition is that you're going to ask the seller to pay for the closing costs, and if the seller does not pay for the closing costs, and this is a seller contribution obviously, then you're going to pay the closing costs up to a certain amount, okay? And closing costs are costs that are associated to the closing on the transaction, not points or loan fees and so forth. So you want to be very, very specific. But again, this is a great value proposition that gets people to reach out to you. And then the idea is for you to meet with them in person, do your buyer presentation, build massive value, and explain, the guarantee, and they will work with you. You got to have a unique selling preposition. And I'm just giving you a couple of examples. There are many, many other examples. And, some people have a moving van, buy your home with me and I'll move you for free. There are all sorts of things that agents are doing successfully. And, when I did the business, the 18 months buyback guarantee was really unique. I actually came up with it. I didn't model it from someone else. I just came up, I was brainstorming what would be really unresistible offer to a buyer. And we were in a market, of course, that was just going through the roof. And so I've never, ever had anyone take me up on that guarantee. But if they had, I would have still been fine. But, what I recommend that you do is look in the industry, what are super successful agents doing? And in this context, I really could care less what somebody does that does 20 deals a year. That is not a super successful agent. I did 50, 60 deals halfway through the year, and I was not even a superstar. In my local market here at the time, back then, 13, 15, 17 years ago, I was a bit of a star, but in the grand context, nationwide, I was a small fish. So you want to look at, what are agents doing that are doing 100, 200, 300, 500, 1,000 transactions a year in other markets, and what is their marketing? What is their unique selling preposition? I guarantee you, if you find someone, in another market, in another state, in California, in Georgia, in Arizona, in Nevada, there are super teams all over the place, and see what are they doing and what is their value proposition. Make a list of value propositions, try to understand the value proposition, and then look in your local market. Is somebody else doing it? If somebody else is doing your home sold in X days, I'll buy it myself, and they're well established with that, and there are two other guys doing the same thing, then it would not be a unique value proposition. You want to have something that's unique to the market, and that is a powerful message. Now, if you want help with this, if you have a value proposition, you don't know how to implement it, how do I make this work so that there's no risk? Because again, they're designed to sound super risky, but they're really not risky at all because of the terms of your program. Reach out to me and leave your questions in the comments of this video. Also, if you're using a USP right now, please share it and leave it in your comments. If you have any questions at all, post them to the comments. I would love to hear from you. And if you like this content, if you like this information, please follow me on my YouTube channel and like this page if you saw it on Facebook, and take a look in my description in the comments. I have a couple of links for you, and I'll see you at the next one.